about that. How you guys doing with the material?
Getting through it slowly but surely.
Heading through, is it organized well enough for you guys?
Yeah, I think so. I guess
Okay.
just knowing where to, I didn't finish up the coloring yet, but just knowing where to color the specific parts.
Do you want me to talk about that a little bit, or you'll be okay with it?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's like, just some of them aren't specific, like, do we color? I mean, there's points to it, on the skull.
Right.
Trying to think of which some of them. Hold on, let me look at mine where I was just having issues.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's good we talk about that. It's basically, I give you a fair amount of freedom on the creativity. I'm actually so the main thing for me is that you spend some time with the material. So that's why there's labeling and coloring. But if you have a question, exactly this detail or that detail, I'm not going to be too picky about it. I'm flexible in terms of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like the Petra portion, like where to color that.
Yeah, let me show you that real quick. That's a tough one. Did you see that in the booklets?
Yeah, I see where it is in the booklet, but I'm just having a hard time like where to put it on.
Let me put that up real quick for you. Here we go. Let me get that. You see my screen?
Not yet.
Well, yeah,
I see your
okay,
sharing.
Okay, good. It's still pulling up. The Wi-Fi is really slow where I'm at right now. Sorry about that. Oh boy, it is really slow. I might not be able to do that. Well, let's give it a moment. It's always unpredictable how much Zoom slows it all down. There we go. Oh, right here. You see that? So you have the picture here of the skull that the top is taken off. So you got the big hole, the foramen magnum right in here. And then this is the front part. So you got the here. Hello, put on mute, please. Thank you. You got the cribriform plate here, and then this is the sella turcica. And then right here is the petrous portion. And so that's where the ear is right out here. So in here, the sound waves come in, and then inside here are the little apparatus where the sound waves make electricity out of it. And then it sends it from there to the brain, and then we can hear. So we're going to talk about the inside of the petrous portion when we do neurology, and talk about hearing. So it's a really cool place because it's very intricate in there. Does that help you where it's at?
Yeah, so just color that kind of whole area.
Yeah. Just to color it, label it, be done with it.
Okay, and I know you said nothing. You said to kind of ignore the lines that are pointing to places.
Yes, ignore those lines because I look for the best pictures I could find on the internet.
Okay.
And they had lines. The best ones, and some of them had lines on it. And so
really quickly, sorry, this
no, it's good.
Superciliary arches. Do you just want us to like color on top of the eye sockets almost?
Mm-hmm.
I have that one.
Right here.
So just like
glabella here. Glabella is always on my test because it rhymes with my daughter's Isabella's name.
Right.
So you can be sure on that. All right, that gives you a point. And I do that because some people still miss it. Some students still miss it. So I see who pays attention. Okay. But now we're not in class, so some of you guys don't get it. But so this is the superciliary arches here.
Right. So just kind of color above that. Okay.
Yeah, just color in some eyebrows.
Okay.
It's really all right. And do you have any other one like the concha is here? I don't know if it's on the list actually. Inferior concha.
Sella turcica.
Sella turcica. Yeah, we just had that. Let's see.
Yeah. Right. Okay. You do it on that one. Okay.
Yeah, you do it on that. You need to see the inside of the skull to do that. All right.
So it's just that little kind of V looking one?
Yeah, it's actually an indentation. If you have a real skull, there's an indentation where it sits in, and that's where, or it's a space that's surrounded by bone. And
Right.
what sits in there is a gland, is the pituitary gland. And gland tissue is very reproductive, so it grows fast. But neural tissue is very non-reproductive and stable that way, and it's very soft. And so what this helps with is to keep that pituitary gland enclosed and held in so it doesn't grow into the brain.
Okay.
And it has to be there because it's the main hormone gland that, tells the growth or tells some other glands what to do, and has like 7 or 8 hormones coming from it.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Any other one? Keep it up. You're helping everybody.
I did sorry, I'll keep going if no one's going to talk.
Well, yeah, do a couple, and then we'll take it, because if you have a question, they have a question.
I did.
And if everybody else has a question, speak up. Okay, just begin. Yes, go ahead, Allison. Sorry.
Like the styloid process, the mandibular fossa, and the mastoid process. I did it in the picture above that one.
Yes, right here.
Place to be labeling
That's
it.
perfect. Yeah,
Okay.
that's perfect.
Okay.
No, it seems like you're totally getting it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Good, thank you.
I have a question.
Yes, who's speaking, please?
Alicia, and my screen
Hi.
is Max, that's my son. Are we going to be able to see like the actual diagram will be tested on? I'm just sort of concerned that, it's already
Yeah.
hard to sort of see the
Mhm.
details on a picture and label, and then like if it's a totally different picture that I'm trying to label.
No, you're very smart asking that question. Thank you so much. Let me find that for you. Where am I? That's not it. Where's my Canvas page? Uh-oh, I gotta pull it up real quick. Sorry about that. There in Canvas, I have it in there, so we can just find it for you. It's under the test module. Test
Okay,
one.
so you can see it.
Test 2 module. Yeah, let me make sure. Let me see. Maybe I didn't open it yet. Let me double check and make sure I open it for you in case I didn't. You see my Canvas, right?
I do.
All right, so down here we got modules, test, axial. Okay, it's a little slow. I might not have opened it. Let me open that part. There we go. So do you have this one? I don't see why I can't see if it's on, if I published it or not. Do you see this module, test 2 module, you guys? On your screen? Otherwise, let me go to student view. I can go to student view. I can do it. I can't, for some reason, I can't visualize if I posted it or not, if I published it or not. Yeah, it is. It must be published. Oh, I published all of those things. Okay, here we go. Immune system is afterwards. There we go. So this is the test module. See that one? Test 2. And when you go to the review, and you should see that, you have videos that review everything that we have on the test. It might be a couple terms more than we have on the tests. A couple might be off because look at this video. I'm still young. Huh. Must be a long time ago. And then I have the term list here again that you can click on. You already have that. I don't have to worry about that. But this one here where it says pictures used in test 2. So when you click on that, and this was done right at COVID, my wife and I went up to took pictures, and so I have most of the pictures in terms of the views, but the models are all there that I'm using on the test. So you see this? These are all the models I'm using. So you can download
I
that.
have to label based on those
You
pictures.
could actually, as in the future, I at some point will let students label their own pictures. And not even giving them, because I want to teach them how to download pictures to help them make themselves learning tools, because we have so many opportunities nowadays. And the picture booklets that you guys have are done that way. But for now, we just labeled the paper thing, but you can also print this out and label it on here, which is probably your best learning for the test. You might, especially to practice, you might not get every vision and point, but if you do that and then come back on the Monday sessions, I can help you with that to make sure if you come with questions, you know what I'm saying? And so we can use that until the test happens. Does that make sense?
I'm having a hard time picturing how we'll label the photos and like, is there a way on the test like where you
Oh,
draw?
let me show you how I do it on the test. Yeah, I can show you how I do it on the test. That is not a problem. But these videos, also watch these videos, okay? At least once to just kind of get a feeling if you like them or not. And then the test itself, I might not be able to pull that up because the Wi-Fi is really slow here. Oh, I am realizing I am using the wrong semester. Uh-oh. Can somebody tell me if you guys can see the test module or not?
Yes, I can.
You can? Okay.
Test number 2, yeah.
Yes, good. Okay. Because this is actually your semester. I pulled up the last year's semester for some reason. So when the test is here, that's still the same stuff, right? We'll go to a preview. So I show you the first question. And then I give you a question away. Oh my God. So what you get here is the same as a quiz, like when we do the quizzes or the questionnaires. And of course, it's slowly maybe coming in, but you will have a picture here with and then a video, about 15-second video that I talk about, that I say, this is between the eyebrows, what is this point? And then on top is a picture which looks the same like that and has the dot on it with a question, with a number, and it's 1 through 54 numbers. And then down in here, you can also have the link again as a video link externally in case, sometimes the system is a little slow or something like that. And if you do have issues with that, reach out to me and we'll make it work. I understand this is, sometimes a little challenging. So don't freak out if something freaks out on you. I'll be on your side with it. And then here you write in what it is. So the first one will be this in between, that what I said, the one that rhymes with Isabella. And then you write that down. You go to your term list, you have your term list next to you, and you write it down here, and then that's your answer. And you got 54 of those questions.
Okay, thank you.
And you also have a link for the picture here, if you want. So you can also export, link it external in case this is weird or something. So I try to give you the question in many different ways so you catch it in one format. And most of the time that has always worked, unless Wi-Fi was down or something like that. But then we can't do anything about that anyway. All right, so that's that part. Is that sensible for you guys?
I'm having a hard time finding the test number 2.
You
I just
not
found the
seeing it?
videos. Yeah, I'm not
here,
seeing it. I'm just...
here it is. So the videos are here.
Uh-huh.
And the test itself, you're not going to see the test. The test's not open yet.
Oh, okay.
No, you're not going to see the test yet. Or it says it's not accessible yet.
Oh, okay.
That's just because I can do that as a teacher. I'm privileged that way. I guess, huh? I know. All right, so where are we now? We have done skull, right? Facial muscles. Now we're getting to the joints and the axial skeleton. And then after that, we get into the appendicular skeleton. So now we're talking bones. And then after that, we're going into muscles. Before then, we take the test of that. Yes, your question?
So the muscles says it was due yesterday, but all the other due dates are this Sunday.
Which muscles? Facials?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the skull was yesterday and the facials was yesterday, and then we moved to the axial. But if you're a little behind, that's okay.
Okay.
I don't ding you for points in this class on being a little late,
Okay.
a couple days late or so. No, but I want you to be careful, do not go
Yeah.
too late. The test has the cutoff point. And the real cutoff point is the class, so we can't wait to the whole, but a couple days, I'm not going to ding you. Don't worry about that.
And then the test, the last day to take the test, just, I'm sorry to.
The first test,
The first test is
till the 19th.
till the 19th. Okay, thank you.
I left you that open quite long. That gives you another week or almost a week. All right, good. Any other questions coming up? So next week, this week, we got pretty much the axial skeleton, joints in the axial skeleton. We got some questions, we got some coloring, so it's not that much. And that's before we then get into the appendicular skeleton. So that might be a good time to catch up a little bit. But work ahead on this material. Don't wait till the last minute because it's a bit hard to get all these terms in the brain. It takes some repetition. So try to be diligent. The way I work this material, maybe I will print out the pictures from class or from the test that I just showed you, and then label those as my own labeling, or label pictures that I find online or the ones that I provided to you, and just sort of work with that material. That's why the terminology is finite. You only have those, not only, but you don't have more than the terms that I give you on the list. So don't do more than that. Focus on that. Okay. There's always more. Anatomy is very intricate. There's always more smaller stuff, but I try to, guide you through this first rollover, this first run through of the whole thing. Well, maybe not the first one for everybody, but good. All right. So that's all I really have today, I think. I'm a little behind the grading. I'm really sorry. I'm building up a new class and it's been a little bit harsh. But other than that, anybody have any other questions? Silence means no, right? Unless you please make sure interrupt me, because other than that, if you don't interrupt me, I'm pretty much good with where we are with the material now. And just shoot me a text if you have any questions. And the other thing is, I'm thinking, where are we with the? I think most of you guys have done 3 weeks of habit integration yet. You finished with the scorecard?
I have another
Yeah.
one.
A little bit more. So if you're finished with the scorecard, do the reassessment again. And then upload the scorecard where we are here on the first week, I think, where that was. That was all the way up here. Oops, this one. Yeah, like lifestyle assessment. So you're gonna take a picture of your card and upload it on there, then you're finished. If you're not quite finished yet, we just keep those groups going with while that is. But if you finish your 3 weeks, then you can stop that process. And I actually have not done this semester, but I do want you guys to reflect a little bit of how that lifestyle thing works for you guys. Did you have anybody have any insights on that? Is that something feasible or good for you to do, or was it boring or interesting, or what did you learn?
So this is the card, the meditation, the water, or the
Yes.
not the other assessment, right? We're not turning the other assessment in. This is just the card.
No, just the card.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I think it's been really helpful and kind of implements a practice that you can continue on with. 3 weeks is good just to have, something that you're doing every day and you get used to it. So I think it's great.
Okay, good. Yeah, that was my hope. And it seems to be, it took me a long time to jump over my shadow. Do not think it's too weird. And so I'm glad you like it. Anybody else?
I also think it's a little motivating too, the fact that we were able to do something like this, given that we just all started and then we're kind of getting used to this online class thing. So it's been pretty, for me at least, I've already done it before, but it's been pretty motivating, the fact that I see it as homework. So every day, aside from doing assignments, I get up and I do my routine exercise. So I like the assignment. It's pretty helpful. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. No, I appreciate, I know, I figure if I can force you a little bit, we get somewhere, right?
Correct.
That's kind of, it's for my motivation as well. All right, anybody else? Well, if not, then I'm good with finishing up. So last questions, otherwise we can call it a day and we can all go our merry way, and you can reach out to me if you have any questions. Don't hold back, and everything's good.
Can I talk to you after class really quick?
Sure, absolutely. All right. Good, guys, then. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you, you too, bro.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Hi.
Hold on, let me record. Let me stop the recording.